Have you ever looked at a person from Kyrgyzstan and seen a story written in their features? The modern Kyrgyz face can be seen as three historical layers. 1. The deep foundation, the strong, dominant Turkic Mongol features from the steppes. 2. The historical subtlety, the faint, ancient whispers from other Central Asian groups. The modern addition, the lighter, Slavic influence features from the Russian and Soviet era, visible mostly in the cities. It's a face that tells not just an ancient story, but a modern one too. A story of empires, of a meeting between East and West, and of a people who have absorbed influences while fiercely maintaining their own majestic and distinct identity. There's a reason the Kyrgyz face is so distinct, often standing out even in the incredible diversity of Central Asia. It's a face where the high cheekbones of the Mongolian steppe meet the subtle influences of the Anatolian plateau, the genetic and historical tapestry that created the unique and beautiful look of the Kyrgyz peoples. The core genetic ancestry of the Kyrgyz people comes from two powerful sources: the ancient Turkic tribes of southern Siberia and the Mongolic tribes of the eastern steppes. A stronger bone structure, a broader face, and a layer of adipose tissue were evolutionary advantages against the bitter cold. This environment also shaped the iconic features we associate with the region. The epicanthic eye fold, which helps shield eyes from fierce winds and the sun's glare off the snow, and the high, wide cheekbones that provide a larger surface for strong jaw muscles, essential for a tough diet. A great westward migration began. Turkic tribes, this brought them into contact and conflict with the existing peoples of Central Asia. This is the first key moment of mixing. While the Kyrgyz retained an incredibly strong genetic signature from their eastern roots, they inevitably absorbed influences from other Iranian and Turkic groups they encountered on their long migration. It's that their eastern genetic signature was so dominant that it remained the overwhelming visible phenotype. The other influences were added like subtle spices to a strong base flavor. The people of modern-day Turkey are our cousins, not our direct ancestors. We share a common ancient Turkic root, but while the Oghuz Turks who settled Anatolia mixed extensively with Mediterranean populations, gaining those famous Turkish model looks with darker hair, lighter skin, and more European features. The Kyrgyz, who remained in the heart of Central Asia, were isolated by mountains and continued their nomadic lifestyle. So the Kyrgyz look isn't a modern mix of Mongolian and Turkish. It's better described as two branches of the same ancient tree that grew in completely different soils. The Kyrgyz branch grew in the cold, high-altitude soil of the steppe and mountains, preserving its ancient form. The Turkish branch grew in the crossroads of Anatolia, blending with many other influences to create something new. Kyrgyzstan, the strong Turkic nomadic signature. The Kyrgyz people have a more homogeneous origin, descending from ancient Turkic and Mongol tribes from Siberia and what is now modern-day Mongolia and China. Facial structure and features. The classic Kyrgyz look is often more consistently aligned with Central Asian Turkic features. This frequently includes round or square face shapes, very high and wide cheekbones, and a higher prevalence of epicanthic eye folds. Their historical nomadic life on the harsh steppes is often reflected in a robust and sturdy physicality. More details for Mongolia Asian face structure with Europe Turkey, mix more beautiful looking, and more details. Mongolia and Turkey, how formed this ancestors of Kyrgyz? But the story of the Kyrgyz people doesn't end with the ancient migrations. A more recent powerful force entered the scene in the last 150 years, adding another more subtle thread to the tapestry: the Russian Empire, and later, the Soviet Union. It introduced a new element: ethnic Russians and other Slavic peoples who moved to Kyrgyzstan as administrators. This led to a period of intermarriage and cultural exchange, primarily in the urban centers like Bishkek and other northern cities. While the core Kyrgyz phenotype remained dominant and widespread, a new demographic reality emerged. So what is the visible impact of this Russian influence on the Kyrgyz look? It's less about altering the fundamental, widespread Turkic-Mongol features, and more about adding diversity to the spectrum. In urban areas today, you are more likely to see Kyrgyz people with lighter hair colors, shades of light brown and dirty blonde, not common in the pure ancestral phenotype. Lighter eye colors, hints of green, gray, and lighter hazel, mixed in with the predominant brown. Softer facial features, a slightly less pronounced epicanthic fold, or a narrower nose bridge in some individuals. This is not the rule, but a noticeable variation, a direct result of that 20th century genetic mixing.